All right, Gavers, welcome back. Final week of the regular season here for the Blue Otter Masters League. Keep in mind there is playoffs on the line here. Bing Chillers, they need a win here in order to potentially secure a place in the playoffs. They also do depend on the dog to lose here, whereas Nameless, they got to get the dub here themselves to secure it. So good a bit on the line here, Sharpie.
Absolutely. They're really playing for keeps here. This is the final week of the season, as you were saying, and they really like both these teams, playoffs are on the line, and I want to see them pull out all the stops and say, this is how well we can perform. This is the level we can play at, and we deserve that spot in playoffs.
Yep, and I mean, kind of got to pull it all out tonight, unless you're just trying to save it for next season, which I don't think most of these teams are. So definitely going to be bringing out the fire tonight. Just a quick heads up at home: Skarner should be disabled for everybody here, so won't be seeing that champion on the Rift. Other than that, though, I'm expecting to see mostly the meta here so far. You know, the Karma already banned, that's pretty meta. The Jinx banned, that's pretty meta. I'm expecting I'm expecting nothing too surprising here, especially for this game number one.
Game number one should be pretty standard. Then they branch out from there depending upon how desperate they get after that first game. Just to note for everyone watching as well, we are still unfortunately running off of replays. So we
Yeah.
are unable to cast live due to how many issues there have been. I've been talking with Froxon about it, and I know Captain Flowers now has made it public that he's upset about this as well. So hopefully it gets resolved soon, but unfortunately still no progress on that front. Anyways, we're gonna get into this game here. We've got four bands in total, two apiece so far. And outside of the Olaf band, which is a bit odd, I think, for the first rotation of bands, it's been pretty stock standard here.
Yeah. Also, hit up Froxen and ask him to finally properly implement the Chemtech and Hextech Dragon icons in game. It's actually
I will
so
do that.
tilting for the timer. Yeah. Oh, thank
Yes,
you.
it is. I know
Yeah.
exactly what
It's
you're talking about.
yeah. I don't know
I
how they
will.
deal with it, but like you said, yeah, pretty stock standard here all the way around. Olaf hasn't made too much of a splash here after getting the jungle changes and stayed relatively the same in the top lane. Shen could be the last ban here, though. It means that the Varus gets through. That has been one of the highest prio ADCs in the meta right now, just due to how flexible it is. You can give the Varus a
Mhm.
lot of resources. You can give the Varus only a little bit of resources. You can go on hit. You can go on lethality. Fits into a lot of comps. Relatively strong laning phase. Just tends to be a bit weak since you don't have the best self peel to get away from people engaging on you. You don't scale like some of the other meta carries right now, like that Jinx, like that Zeri. But you can't really go wrong with the Varus.
Yeah, Varus is just an all-around one of the premier AD carries. Now, Zeri did go unbanned as well, who has also been seeing a lot of priority in pro play. But they're going to hover and pick up the Ashe, and now Gragas looks like maybe the second pick. Nope, they're going to pivot over to that really powerful mid laner that can flex the jungle in the Talia.
Yeah, Celia has been having some solid showings. I don't think she's the best mid laner right now, but she's definitely up there in the top five right now. I know, especially when Azir was disabled, she was being picked quite a bit there. I wonder if we see something picked into that can try and match the scaling and clearing, or sorry, outscale and just match the wave clear that the Celia can provide. Asol has been creeping up a little bit in the meta. The Vigar would definitely be interesting here. Doesn't really outrange the Talia, but if you ever get that Talia in the cage, you just instantly pop them.
Yeah, the Veigar is going to be really nice as well because the Ashe has a lot of range but needs to be a little bit closer. They might pivot away from it though. They're going to take the Xerath. That's really interesting. Now, what's nice about it is you've got the CC from the Vi, the CC from the Vars, which means it's going to be pretty easy to guarantee that those arcane comments or not the arcane comments, whatever those things are called, the ultimates, they will land again and again and again because the character can't move to dodge them. So Xerath so far is looking like a pretty good pick here.
Yeah, pretty solid here. Is pretty vulnerable, and you see that Xin Zhao locked in. That champion will definitely give the Xerath a very hard time in the mid lane. Yes, the Talia isn't like one of the... You can't really call it a Xerath counter here. It's control mage versus control mage. But the fact that you have the Worked Earth, you have the Seismic Shove, and the Xin Zhao to boot, it means you are going to have to play very safe here as this Xerath in laning phase if you are the Bing Cheelers. Oh, Lord. My bottle of sparkling water was getting a little fritzy, and I thought it was my microphone. But back to here. You are going to have to play safe. It is going to outrange. It is going to have a ton of poke here. And against Ashe plus Talia and the Xin Zhao, you can just really hard poke them out unless there's a tank on the enemy team that just absorbs it all. But Xerath can kind of ignore that with the Arcana Pulse.
Yeah, Xerath is definitely going to be wanting to scale pretty heavily into the late game. What's going on?
Oh. Alrighty, looks like my caster's having a little bit of issues. Had a dip on Discord. I still see him though here on the webcam, so don't worry. Getting through the second rounds of pick and ban. The Akshan is definitely an interesting ban here. I'm assuming that's a target ban here against the Bing Chillers. Just definitely kind of curious. You don't see Akshan top as much. Oh, are you back, Sharpie? I see you're back.
Yeah,
here.
my Discord just crashed.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I
But I'm
still
back.
saw your webcam working. I'm like,
Mhm.
alrighty, something's goofy.
I have no idea what that was.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
I
just
made it
heard you
back.
say like, "What is happening?" and then, but
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
well.
sorry about that, but I'm
That's
here. I'm alive, and only slightly embarrassed about that. But it is what it is.
It happens. Yeah.
What happened? Camille Mordecai is now an Ornn pick. I like the Ornn. I do like the Ornn here.
Yeah. Gives you some extra scaling here. Does also have very neutral matchups in the top lane. Granted, kind of surprised they didn't save that for R5 here, saving potentially support for last pick here if they're trying to flex the Ashe. Of course, it could be Ashe support and then ADC last, but realistically speaking, probably aren't really counterpicking the Varus with ADC unless you're like, you have something in the tank here that you really just want a hard counter or like a very hard meta read. I don't think that's going to come out. So you're going to have to see Bing Chillers though. Definitely looking like a poke composition here. You got the GP, you got the Xerath. If it's lethality Varus, but you're paired with Melio, so I'm assuming on hit, you can just have a lot of poke here. But you can see Nameless able to draft quite a bit of engage here. You got Ashe, you got Nautilus, you got Ornn. All great champions for just trying to shut down the poke game plan.
I agree. Also, the Nautilus as well, being able to use the ultimate to just tell the Xerath, no ultimate for you. You don't get to channel them. I can just hit the R key on you, and you can do nothing about it. I do think what the plan was for Nameless was they picked the Ashe and they were flexing it between support and AD depending upon what the bot lane looked like. And so they picked up the Ornn because they said, I don't really care. They wanted to see what the last pick would be and then maybe try for something a bit more aggressive, but they do decide to put the Ashe and the AD carry role and pick up the Nautilus. So, which is kind of interesting because Milio, I feel like, does pretty good against a Nautilus.
You can, yeah, of course. You are a squishy enchanter support, so if you do get CC locked there, even if you pop the ultimate, I mean, the ultimate only cleanses your allies, so, you know, if you're the one getting caught out, tough luck there, buddy. There's a lot of CC to go around, but of course the melee, I feel like is a good call into the picks you've seen so far. Just into Ashe alone, just denying the enchanted crystal arrow is great. It's great into the Nautilus, of course, as well. So it looks like we are getting, yeah, okay. One of the
Here we
things about
go.
replays, there's no spectator delay. You just, champion select happens. Well, it doesn't really happen. We recreate it to remove some of the magic, and then you're in game.
And the nice there is one benefit for watching based off of a replay, is that the game's already happened, and that means no matter what I say, I can't cast or curse it because it's already happened.
That's
So
true.
that is one benefit to this. So I can say Voltage is definitely not going to get solo killed, and Revan is not going to get first blood onto Oreo Murderer, and it affects nothing because the game's already taken place.
Yeah. Another benefit is it does make replays like magnitudes easier for observers, I think, because especially if you're running like a single PC setup. I know Caddy, our producer tonight, doesn't run single PC setups, but if you're running single PC setups, just going off of, you know, you can just press backspace, go back to when the team fight started. Very helpful.
Oh yeah. But we're taking a look right now. They didn't do like a full 5-man that we see, especially when you're looking at some of the lower tiers. But in this one, they do bundle up a bit more correctly how they should be. Nautilus and Ashe are looking to maybe go for a bit of cheese in the bot lane. Varus is going to be late to the lane down there to see that, so they're not going to know that Llama and Revan are in that front bush, and no wards went into either team's jungle either. So it's kind of a mystery where they're going to be starting.
Yeah, although Master Gamer did place a ward here, and I think that's spotting out Varek.
Oh, that's going to be a
Instant
flash there
flash.
out of the Varus. Yeah. But now Varus is allowed to trade back a little bit. They put a ward into the bush to get the extra auto, and it's going to be Revan taking a few hundred ticks of damage there, but no flash at level 1 on your 80 carry is a big advantage over to Revan and Llama there on the Nautilus Ashe bot lane, especially now they're going to be able to push in for level 2 a bit more confidently, even though the Oreo and Younglin have the, the range advantage down there.
Yeah, well, one of those things where we'll have to see how it shapes up. Right now, though, Llama and Ravon looking to hit level 2 first.
There you go.
So Varus not really being able to contest that. Usually one of the benefits of having a range support is that it helps you push the wave early on to get level 2 first. But just due to that, how that level 1 shaped up, not quite going to be the case. Just having to play it back a little.
And now Llama is just kind of hovering there in that bottom bush, looking for angles, trying to force off Younglin and Oreo. Top side push is going slightly in favor there of Void, but the Ornn, it's a level 1, level 2 Ornn, doesn't have too much push yet, and can now start to use that Bellows Breath and a few other abilities there to start slowly getting some push. They might be going for a dive here onto the red buff. The knockback is going to land stun for Ulverik and has to flash away. He's going to channel that dash to escape further out, pop the blast cone to get out, and that's going to be the red buff. Gonna go over there to the bigger picture on the Xin Zhao. So red buff steal complete. That's a 3 buff advantage for the Xin Zhao here at level 3. Well, a well-coordinated dive there. They used the pressure that they had bot lane to rotate in and put a lot of threat onto the Vi, and they secured their second flash of the game.
And it started level 1. Master Gamer as the Ornn walking down, getting the word. Seeing that Ulverik's Vi was starting leashless at blue. Kind of had an idea of where they are. Easy collapse on down. Sure, you don't get the kill. You would have really loved to get first blood there if you're Nameless. However, all of that thought, they could be first blood here.
They're looking for a dive. The knockback's going to land to Younglin. They're diving for this. They're going to go for it. First blood going to land by Nautilus. Probably the Ignite took that one away. Oreo Murder did pop the heal, pop the flash. Ghost pop from Younglin as well, but it's not enough. Goodbye, Varus, and it's going to be first blood over to Nameless.
Yep, good pickup there. And the bot lane, like you said, maybe didn't want to go in on Llama there, but it's still first blood. You get out basically the entire of the enemy some spot lane. You're able to get the wave in a favorable spot with the recall here. So Ashe has an extra assist, has an extra wave up on the opponent. You're feeling fine and dandy here, And yeah, good stuff all around if you're Nameless Tritium.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of discussion about this as Demo here's going to stop Voltage. Does he have the mana? He's going to force a flash out of Voltage. The E did come out there from the Xerath and stops the back, burns a flash as well. So that's going to be a bit of prio over to the Xerath early, which is really good because, the Talia is a pretty lane dominant character, and the Xerath definitely wants to sit around and scale a bit more. So big win there just in the 1v1 for Demo.
Yeah. Although, Demo, yeah, they're eating a fatty here. Gonna send out the I forget Xerath's ability names too. There's Arcano Pulse, which I think is the Q. Right of the Arcane is the ultimate, I think.
That's right, yep.
I think W has I in it. I'm not sure, but
I could look it up, but
Demo here does really
ahead.
need a back.
Yes.
Low on health, low on mana, really wants to get that lost chapter item here, I feel, or the Tear of the Goddess. Just can't really find the angle here, because they couldn't push up fast enough. They forced out. Oh, that thought. Just better be
Ulverik is here. And Voltage has no flash at sea. Oh, they're going to put the pebbles down so the Vi can't really dash through. It's going to get stunned up, but it does land either way onto Voltage. Q going to come out there from the Xerath, and Vi is going to use those concussive blows, I believe they're called, to secure the final tick of damage onto Voltage, and that's a kill back over to Bing Chillers. Vi going on the board.
Yeah, both junglers on the board here. Of course, one has a kill, one has an assist. While that was happening, first round of grubbies were taken here by Nameless Tritium. Tritium? Probably should have asked how to pronounce that beforehand. Nameless Try. Looks like they're going to have the objective lockdown early on. First 3 grubs, first dragon. We're feeling fine about that. Nice little leg up going here into the later stages of laning phase.
Yep, Dragon here is going to be secured by the bigger picture on the Xin Zhao. Down there, Vi is kind of hovering around, but she's distracted with her little, the little stone golems down there in the bottom of her jungle. So no Dragon going over to Bing Chillers early on. First Dragon is going to be that, wow, I'm blanking out on it, that Hextech Dragon. And that's going to be a nice little burst of little extra something on top of the abilities that they're going to be throwing out there. So definitely a bit of the objective lead early on here to Nameless. And typically what happens, what I've been finding at least, is whichever team has those early dragons, has those early grubs, they tend to win the games more often. And like I said before, everyone, I cannot cast a curse this because the game's already happened. So no matter what I say, no matter what I do, it's not on me. So just wanted to throw that out there, and it's not on Goferino either. Anything that you say, it's not on you. You know, so we're free to say whatever we want in this game, basically.
That's true. Although another thing about that statistic, it's like technically speaking, you're already more likely to be more ahead if you're able to grab the first dragon, first grubs, which technically isn't you know, I forget the exact phrase. It's not correlation causation, but yeah.
So,
you know,
yeah,
it's not the reason you win, but it's like a bit of a symptom. Definitely does help though, you know, especially if you're even like this, 1-to-1. The only goal difference is really just coming from CS differential right now. Maybe a plate or two here and there. Haven't really counted the plates. You know, give that extra stack towards the soul. Very helpful if this game does go on.
Yep, that early bot, like I'm looking bot side, and Revan has picked up nearly a 20 CS lead over Younglin there. The Ashe is working wonders for them early on here, as Ashe, speaking of her, has picked up that level 6, so we'll have that enchanted crystal arrow available to send anywhere across the map that will land onto basically anyone except for Gangplank, because if you get an enchanted crystal on a Gangplank, he's got some citrus and he'll be okay. But
yeah. Gangplank Oranges is like one of those weird abilities in League. Like, yeah, it's a self-cleanse that, you know, heals you for missing health, but it's like, it's a random pirate who eats oranges, like, and I think that ability, like, because he had that ability back when they released him in, like, Season 1 or Season 2. So it's like, it doesn't really make sense.
Oh, Void is going in hard. Gonna pop the ultimate there. Flash burn from Void as well. He's gonna look for that final Q. No, Master Gamer has just enough movement speed to get back under the tower. Flash is traded on both sides. Gangplank popping the ultimate, but no kills go down. Gangplank's gonna be able to push out that wave and crash it, which means a bit of an XP lead. And he's gonna catch back up on the CS because Master Gamer has no TP. So it's a bit of an advantage over to that pirate. But at the end of the day, just Flash is traded and a bit of an ultimate burned.
But I mean, the fact that Void is getting free farm here, kind of a big deal. You know how well that GP can scale up to hit that.
There goes the ult. They're going to pop the Vi ultimate. The last charge of that Xerath ult's going to land. And uh-oh, Demo's in trouble here as well. But maybe he's going to step too forward because Oreo Murderer is here. The Xerath is going to, the Xin Zhao rather, is going to pop the ult and try to look for it. There's the wind become lightning to get the final chunk of damage onto the Milio. Orin has showed up. Choo, choo, choo comes the train. And they're looking for more damage. That's another shutdown onto the Vi, who had picked up 2 kills there. Another kill going over to Xin Zhao, who definitely does see the bigger picture in this game, picking up 2 kills there, and they're going to be able to transition that over to the last 3 rather Grublings. So big wins there for Nameless.
Yeah, they get the shutdown, 2-to-1 in kills, and because Oreo Murderer had spent so much time mid lane for that roam, you know, see this dive coming out bot. Younglin denied so much CS. And you get all the grubs here, of course. Here comes Ulverek.
Needs to be careful here.
Cease and desist.
That's going to be the flash burn from Revan as well as the ghost. Let's see if Ulverek can finish the chase. It looks like it will happen. No, Oreo Murder is going to snipe that one away from Vi. And unfortunate, but maybe Oreo Murder was saying, hey, look, their support got a kill, got first blood. I want my gold too. Let me take this one from here right quick. I need my money. So Milio takes that one away from the Vi. So no 3-in-1 no 3-in-1 Violet there from Arcane, but they get the kill nonetheless off of the overextension there. But Revan did pick up a kill as well onto Younglin. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. It's about 1,000 gold lead over to Nameless, though, at this point, as second dragon will be spawning in about 10 seconds here.
Yep, and they have river control. you see here for the
They
Bing
do.
Chillers. They're just having to clear out their own jungle of wards. The Scuttle was already taken in river. Ulrich not wanting anything to do with this. Xin Zhao from the bigger picture. Okay, I thought that fight was going somewhere, but it's not. Dragon has been started up. This happens, Nameless. All 6 grubs, first 2 dragons. Like, that's kind of objective domination for early on in the game.
It's not just that either. There's the second Chemtech Drake going over, and we are going to have, unless my eyes deceive me, yep, we are going to have an Ocean Soul on the map. So lots more bushes, lots more food to eat if you like snacks, because you're going to have all those honey fruit all over the place now. And second drag over to Nameless. They've been really dominating. They don't just have the objective lead. They've got about a 1,000 gold lead for themselves as well. Top lane has been going just fine for the Ornn. Bot lane, just dominance there from Revan and BB Llama against the Varus and the Emilio. So good stuff there for Nameless's bot side, who did have the last counter pick there for their bot lane. And Revan's gonna, with that 6 stacked grunt lanes, they might just pick up the tower. Not quite yet.
Pretty damn close. That goes down. The gold lead will definitely be further.
Eyes looking. Here she comes. Yep, there's the Gangplank ultimate over the top as well. The last... Oh, Void's going to take that one with the GP ultimate. Demo kind of missed those last 2 ultimates. As here comes the ult. That's going to be traded back by Milio's ultimate. Let's see if they can get any damage onto this. Varus is being chunked down to closer to half health. BB Llama might have stepped too far forward, though, as Varus is going to take a kill there. Now flashing forward onto the Ashe. Ashe is trying to chunk out the damage, but doesn't have quite enough. Double kill picked up by Youngling's Varus. And guess what? They're right back in this game.
Yes, sir. That's big for the bot lane here. Able to get 2 kills onto this Varus, who was 0-2 before this. Down plates, down CS. Now feeling fine and dandy here. We'll see if that's enough for Youngling to finish off the Bork on this back. I don't think so. Yeah, there's the recurve bow, so really close to finishing that one off, but of course not quite. So still will be a bit of an item advantage here with Kraken Slayer to some components. However, you'll take that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake in my opinion. Revan had no Ghost, no Flash, and Varus had both Flash and Ghost available. So I don't know why you overextend for that hard. You're already winning in the bot lane. You just need to crash the wave and take the tower. It's yours for the taking. It has maybe 100 health left on it, and they instead decide to go for a trade when they're down 3 summoners. And those 2 flashes from the Milio and the Varus and the Ghost mean a lot, but bigger picture's having to run away from this Gangplank and throw that Q out, but it's going to get CC'd up there by the Ornn. Ornn's getting chunked down really low, so is the bigger picture. They're trying to get out of this. Vi is channeling that Q, but it's up there. It's going to be, they're going to accept pushing them off of the objective, and they're going to probably, unless a bigger picture can get back quick enough, or maybe Nautilus can do some real funky shenanigans with an ultimate, that damage tick stealing it away or something weird like that. This is going to be the first big neutral objective secured by Bing Chillers.
Yep. Getting themselves some gas back in the tank. Of course, it does cost him that first turret here on the bot side. So you can't use that Herald to get the first turret of the game. Of course, since it is also season 2024, you can't get plates anymore at the Herald. So not the biggest value you can get out of this Herald right now, but you definitely can get some value if you're able to knock down a turret, which is definitely what the Bing Chillers want here. Just to further the small gold lead they have, and maybe get some pressure set up here for this next dragon in a minute and a half, because you do not want to be giving over Soul Point, 16-ish minutes into the game.
Absolutely not. That is very strong, solid tempo there from Nameless just to really push those objectives forward. They've been taking those dragons very early and every time. So first neutral objective going over to Bing Chillers, though, is a good sign for them, because that means contesting these objectives is indeed doable as Revan is continuing to push forward in that mid lane. They already took that first bot lane tower, which did neutralize that gold difference because it had gone slightly in favor of Bing Chillers, as Void gives Master Gamer a bit of a thumbs down, says, hey, you're trying, but I'm still alive. Nothing too much. So right now, top side, they're just looking to hover around and not do anything too funky. They don't want to play for anything crazy right now. They want to save their teleports to get across the map, although Void does have a bit of an advantage there, rather, on the Gangplank, just because of that global ultimate with the Cannon Barrage. But
That and the fact, it's GP. You land parlay. kills on CS, you know, you get that extra gold, and it's pretty big. You match the orange scaling. I mean, you naturally kind of match the orange scaling as GP just due to the fact that you scale pretty well with crit on those barrels. And quite the menace. Jungler's gonna meet up here.
Bigger picture needs to be careful there because Vi does have the ultimate and so does the Xerath. So you really want to be careful with that. Enchanted Crystal does go wide, but it's going to pop the flash there from the Vi. The fight continues, so Younglin throwing down some of that damage. Orin has taken the teleport to come jump right back in. Oh, dashes back forward, pops the ultimate, and that's going to be an Death Rider traded a piece. Younglin has been picked up there by the Orange, going to get chunked down. Let's see if this fight can continue. Orin dashes forward, but it's not going to quite land. The knockback from the Talia will not land either. Oh, that E there from the Xerath just scratched Orn's back, and I think that's going to be the end of the play there. Although all three members there from Bing Chillers are basically full health. The knockback does land, though, onto the Xerath, having to flash away from that one as well. Bigger picture has thrown out the wind, becomes lightning. Voltage is getting really low there on the Talia, so you got to be careful. Demo stepping back forward. They might look to contest this anyways. Let's see if Vi has just come back up. Talia going to throw down that wall to make sure they can't get back in, but they're taking this pretty slowly here. Got to be careful because the chunk damage out of that Xerath is pretty powerful. Now Ornn has gotten really low there as well. Can they take it out here? Ornn is really low. So is the Talia up there in the top, living with about 100 health left. So they play right on the edge of their health bars, and they might not be done with this either. They're stepping forward to try to get some more of a contest here. Ulverik has stepped forward, but no, they're going to pivot back and try to get some chunk damage onto the tower. Revan taking a Q to the face, but will defend successfully that middle tower from Void.
Just barely, though.
Never mind, Rift Herald has been bought.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you'll still take that here as Nameless. You win the fight 3-2. You're able to grab the third dragon there. So now you're sitting on Soul Point here. Ulverik?
Yeah. Ulverik just completely walked forward, taking that. We've seen this before from pros as well, when they don't really think about, you know, hey, when I pop out of this Rift Herald, what's going to happen? I'm in there all by myself, 1 against 5, and Vi just gets chunked out and dies. And now with Baron spawning in 1 minute, that's going to give all the Baron prio in the world over as Revan throws the ultimate out. It's going to be dodged by Oreo Murderer there, but that's going to mean they can step forward. They have all those little Void Grublings, and they're going to take the middle tower back. About 1,000 gold lead over to them now as well.
Yeah, game pretty close, you can see, just due to the fact that the gold lead is flip-flopping back and forth. 1,000 this way, 1,000 that way. And yada 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 ad infinitum. Of course, though, Nameless have more control over the map here, you know? They're sitting on Soul Point. They got the 6 scrubs. They got the advantage in turrets right now, even if it is just by 1. That should be leading them to be able to assert control over this Baron. You can already see they got triple wards in the enemy topside jungle. They know where the play is for now.
They're keeping an eye, making sure there's no funky level 20, minute 20. We're just going to hop right in there T1 style and just take it. The flick back does land there from Voltage. Demo's getting chunked out. Let's see if Voltage can complete it. The second one is going to land there. The exhaust taken there because the Talia has that spell book, and that's going to mean goodbye, Demo. Voltage picking up the first kill of the game, and Demo picking up their first death, rather, of this match.
Yep, nice little solo kill in the side lane here. Ulverik looking for something, just in case Voltage was still staying. It's not going to be the case. But the Ulverik showing bot, you have to be a bit careful. Baron is the name of the game right now. And can't really be slacking when that's on the other side of the map.
Especially because you've got an Ashe who has picked up that second item now, so has 2 items completed plus those attack speed boots, and so that dragon with the Xin Zhao there on top of it as well with the Sundered Sky is going to go down. Not exactly like rapid fire, but it's not going to be a slow dragon, a Baron take by any means at all. So Vi needs to be careful about not being spotted out in the bottom side of her map.
Yeah, of course. It is only 21 minutes into the game, so it would definitely take a little bit of time to get through Baron. Unless you have like a team, you know, kind of designed to shred through Baron, which I wouldn't really call Nameless this side. I mean, like you said, they got a decent Baron take, you know? Got the Xin Zhao, decent itemization. Got the Ashe here. Good amount of attack speed. Not like you're absolutely shredding through it. The duration it's taking to set up for the Baron, we also have a minute and a half-ish again. till what is potentially still point here. Nameless, if they want to, they could just force the cross-map trade because you don't want to be giving up Ocean Soul here as a primarily poke composition. But you also don't want to be giving up air, so pick your poison.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by Younglin's build here. I think if you have the Xerath, which is a heavy poke champion, you've got the pick from the Vi, you've got the poke from the Gangplank. I do think the poke Varus would have been a little bit better here just to double down on the amount of poke you can do around objectives. But the attack speed Varus is going to be the pick there for Younglin, and you know, because it does scale a little bit better into the late game. So maybe that was the idea with it, but I think Poke Virus either way would have been a little bit better, taking some of those lethality items to kind of contrast the AP poke from that Xerath.
Yeah, you have GP for some decent poke here as well. Then also you need someone that can kill Master Gamer here. Like, Master Gamer sitting on the Heartsteel, which kind of a question mark. I mean, it's an Ornn item now. I forget what the other tank Ornn item is. But just Bramble Vest, Tab Eyes, the Warden's Mail. If you're lethality bears, you're not really doing much there. As when it becomes lightning lands.
Ulrich has been caught there as well. The knockback is not going to land. Vi did have to flash there. It's going to now dash away. The right of the arcane was channeled there from Demo as well and really didn't do much of anything. So that's flash down for the Vi and no ultimate for Demo. So let's see if the Vi can get in there and maybe steal some away. It's down to 14. And it's going to jump in there and steal it. Pop that ultimate there onto the Talia, who's going to be able to still get away with the flash. Here comes the Ornn ultimate. It's big. Landed onto 3. But Vars has popped that ultimate. It's going to get that kill back onto the Ash. No DPS left except for the Talia. And now let's see if the poke can land. A big knockup, though, from the Ornn. The Emilio's going to pop the ultimate to try to keep them alive. But Vars has gotten 1 kill, triple kill now for the Vars before they do finally drop. Demo is throwing out that chunk damage, and it's only the Ornn and the Nautilus left, so really not a lot of damage left here on the side of Nameless. Going to flash over is Master Gamer. Bellows Breath going to come out. Let's see if they can chunk him down. Oh boy.
Wombo combo?
This is getting really tight. Happy feet indeed. Ornn throwing out that Q is going to slow down Demo. Bellows Breath going to complete the final kill. And Oreo Murderer, ironic to their name, is the only one who is left alive. The fight went so long that Ulrich has actually respawned at this point, and so has Revan. But a very nice steal there from Ulrich's Vi, preventing that soul point from being taken. And now Bing Chillers have another 5 minutes to scale with this Gangplank and the Xerath before the next soul fight there from Nameless.
Yeah, great steal coming out, and you saw the AoE as well from the Bing Chillers side. Void and Demo putting in a lot of work there, just peppering the entirety of the enemy squad with their AoE, and Youngling able to help them finish off with the Bork, with the Ginsus here, actually able to cut through the front line. Of course, though, you are going to have to do the same song and dance here once again in 3 minutes and 15-ish seconds time. Can't really be giving that up because, I mean, Xerath plus GP. Okay, big hook. This could just be Baron.
Yep, that might be because Vi is getting really low. Wind becomes lightning. Bigger picture stepped forward to prevent the Vi from being able to dash away. And that's 40 seconds plus the walk time of Fryo that Nameless will be able to put some damage onto this Baron. And if they don't mess it up, probably take it. Bot side, Ornn has TP, and here comes that Forge God teleporting in. Gangplank electing not to burn the teleport, will rather pop that ultimate to try to get some damage, but no, they're going to play it safe. Red team has secured Baron Asher, and now here comes the Ornn ultimate onto 1. There's 2. Landed on 2. Youngling. Varus is down there as well. They've picked up the Baron. They've got a few minions. They're going to push here into this inner mid lane tower.
Ooh, yeah, and Baron, they got 6 grubs. They could just look to maybe threaten inhib here. I'm looking at Void. They still haven't backed, and Demo's only just backing now. So the Big Chillers are willingly sacking their base here, just thinking, all right, we can't contest this. They're too strong. There's 5 of them, 3 of us, well, 4 of us now.
Yeah, they decided to just completely sack their mid lane. Sure, Gangplank does get a tower bot side, and they're going to be okay. Yeah, he's going to be just fine. They're going to get out of there. And Gangplank will crash about 2.5 waves into that bottom inner tower. But outside of that, I still think this is a big lead in favor of Nameless at the point. Dragon will be respawning in a mid and a $1.45. And yeah, if you're Ulrich, you need another big steal because now Nameless have a bunch of prio. They've got the Baron to push out their waves. They have that super minion waves again and again and again, going to be spawning mid lane to give them mid prio. And you really got to be on your smite game at this point, Ulrich. You got to steal 3 more dragons, or at least take them. If it's a steal or not is to be seen if they win a team fight before, and you obviously don't have to steal it. But you need to win a team fight here in the next minute 15, or else you're gonna have to steal one because all the prio in the world is over to Nameless. They're clearing out all your vision as well. They have missed a pink there in that bush, so it is a bit of a nice thing for Ulrich just to keep an eye on it. But yeah, they are gonna have to be walking through a lot of darkness to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be absolute pain. And I mean, if you're Nameless, you can just keep pushing up all these waves here and have like 1 or 2 people take down this dragon here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, Bing Chillers, you know, they definitely have wave clear here, but if you're able to spread out the Baron minions against this poke comp, like, because preferably they want to have multiple people poking you.
Here they go, they're going in. Gangplank's gonna pop the ultimate. Talia Wall gonna come out to split the team fight in half. Ash and lands the ultimate on Ulrich, but she's pretty tanky there. There goes the ultimate from the Vi. No one has dropped just yet. Revan finally gonna get a kill. Xin Zhao gonna pick up a second one onto the Gangplank, who stepped a bit too far forward. A bit of poke coming out though. Master Gamer there on the Ornn is very low, but no jungler Vi has been killed, and that's gonna mean with Dragon spawning, unless you get a miracle Varus Q, which technically could happen, they're walking forward to try to make an attempt on it. Dragon is going to be most likely secured here by Nameless.
Yeah. Just started up right now. And now Big Chillers, you can see one of the faults of these poke compositions. Okay, yeah. Really hard to engage here. Your only front line dive is Ulrich as this Vi. Because who else is going on this Vi? No one. So, 2.5 item buy, you're probably going to pop the ulti here and then die like almost immediately afterwards. Yeah, that's not a good place to be in as the Big Chillers. Like, you're now dealing with Ocean Soul as a very poke-centric composition. You can't really engage because, your front line just instantly collapses, and you can't really get through their front line in a timely manner. It's really just a rock and a hard place right now here, Sharpie.
It really is. Big problem there as well for Younglin on that DPS. Varus has still not completed the Terminus yet, critically, which would be really big to stay tanky enough to be able to frontline. But, just because the threat of, is that a Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to scratch the backs of Gangplank and Vi there. A real problem is, as this Varus, you just don't have quite enough tankiness to step up anymore against an Ornn who can dash in on you, a Xin Zhao who can jump in on you, the Talia who can throw down those pebbles, and the Nautilus, if you try to step up in auto attack range, he'll just hit that R key on you and force Milio to pop the ultimate at will. So, bit of a conundrum there as Var's going to throw out that ultimate and it will whiff. Void is going to get knocked back, pops the orange, is completely okay, but top inner tower rather has been secured, and that's 7 towers now over to Nameless.
Yeah, and feels like just a slow march to death here. Nameless should be able to secure this one here, bar any goofs like it's happening right now.
Here comes the Vi though. That's going to be a pickup there for the Gangplank. Gangplank popping that ultimate there as well. Vi going to dash forward at the Bella's Breath from Master Gamer. Going to tell them that you can't continue, but they're going to try to walk forward on this anyways. Vi's dashing over the wall. Voltage is about half health, but they do have Ocean Soul to sustain up a little bit. They're just going to go into their jungle rather. Ulrich going to pick up that little blue buff for the team. And yeah, you did lose one, so a nice little pickup of gold there, especially for the Gangplank, who's starting to slowly work towards their 4th crit item, and it's going to be very, very strong if this game can continue.
Yeah. Of course, though, Baron's up in 30 here. Baron him should be back up here very soon. But, you're still having to deal with this stuff pushed in. Okay, there's the respawn, thank God. So you won't have to worry about supers, but you still have an exposed base here. And you are going to be having to walk into darkness when you're this far behind. Like, you're a poke composition. You don't really have too many people that can face check these things. Like, who's going to face check? Oreo Murder? They just kind of die. Ulrich? we saw what happened last time, and they just kind of died, and then Baron was handed over. So
They're on it right now. They were taking it on spawn. Ornn is going to teleport in just for, just for good measure. And we'll see if Vi can get in. Has stolen an objective before, so maybe this could be another angle for it. But Vi is nowhere close to the play. They're just behind on the tempo. Second Baron going to be secured by the bigger picture, despite the efforts from Void throwing down that cannon barrage. And, without that Gangplank ultimate now, although it is on a pretty low cooldown at this point because of the CDR from Void, those items, you have no ability to wave clear, although Llama, you've got to be careful. There's the Varus ultimate is going to land onto the Nautilus. Here comes the Vi, popping the ultimate there as well. So Nautilus has been shut down. Xerath is popping those ultimate shots, but it's not going to land onto anything meaningful. Master Gamer is sitting on a happy, very comfortable 7,000 HP there on the Ornn. So is not too concerned about any little bits of chunk damage that a Xerath can do. They're stepping right forward, trying to take that. That's a huge chunk of damage there by that Forge God, but Revan might be in a bit of trouble here. Same with the bigger picture. He's gotten chunked pretty low. Younglin has stacked up that Terminus and is now dealing out a lot of damage. Ornn going to pop the ultimate. Big fight popping out here. Younglin is still alive though, channeling that Q, waiting for the Xin Zhao ultimate to go down, and there it goes. But here comes the damage back from Revan. Revan is shooting forward. Those slowing auto attacks are going to complete the kill there. Revan flashing forward onto the Xerath as well. It's a triple kill for Revan's Ashe, and there's nobody left alive for 30 seconds. There's 2 alive for Nameless. They've got Void Grubs. They've got a wave kind of marching its way down on top of this one. They're going to go step forward, and unless something goes drastically wrong here, Goferino, they're going to just end the game right here.
Yeah, Ocean Soul Gaming coming on through for Nameless. A lot of low health bars there, but they're able to keep the juice in the tank there, able to sustain back up just enough here for their 2 damage deals to bring it on home. Big Chillers, they tried their best there in that last fight, and it was pretty close, but Ocean Soul Gaming, what can I say? Feels bad as Pope Comp.
It does. Younglin in that last fight was starting to really DPS and ramp up, but the Ornn turned right back around, threw out that ultimate. Round 1, round 2 both landed onto him, got the knock up, and the combination of that and the Talia damage and the Xin Zhao on top of all of it, they get the kill, and then it's just a matter of that Ashe chasing down the rest of the kills, flashing forward, picking up the last one, and that cleans up game 1.
Yep, and Nameless felt like they were in control for the most part in that game. They got all the objectives, they got first blood. Yes, it was pretty close in terms of the raw gold lead for the most part during that game, but, really just ballooned open around a little after the 20-minute mark there, especially around that first Baron. I mean, if they're able to keep that sort of objective control up, that sort of map control up, there should be an easy 2-0 for them to lock in playoffs.
Yeah, if they can keep playing at that level, they were so dominant in the early game, picking up those early objectives, and that just bodes well for them because they played the map better. And throughout basically the entirety of the game, sure, Bing Chillers only had that one nice little like dragon steal, but that just really delayed the inevitable. That was a dragon you really didn't deserve. It was a steal, not a take. So very much a dominant, not just draft difference, but just how they played out the map was largely in favor of Nameless there and taking up game 1.
Yep. We'll see how the Bing Chillers rebound here in this game number 2 after we come back, but don't get anywhere. We should be back soon. Oh, we don't have a game 2 replay. So we should be back in an undetermined amount of time, hopefully soon. We'll let you gamers know. And yeah, catch you on the flip side. Welcome back, all gamers. We're here for game number 2. Pretty decent win first time around here for Nameless Triton. Wasn't the most like out of the ballpark win there. They didn't smash end the game in under 20 minutes, but it was calm, controlled. They felt like they're in the driver's seat this entire time, Sharpie, and we'll see if they continue that this time around.
Yeah, it was a very well-controlled game. We were kind of talking about it last time. They just completely dominated the early game objectives. They picked up all 6 grubs. They picked up the first 3 drags, and it would have been the first 4 if it wasn't for a nice steal there from Ðemolishers. But outside of that, they basically controlled the entire game. They had nice bot prio. Their top lane went just fine. Mid lane got a solo kill on the bot side, on the side lane, onto the Xerath. And the whole game was just strongly in favor of Nameless. We'll have to see. Interestingly, Ðemolishers have elected to take red side here in game 2. So they will be swapping sides, I do believe.
Yep, swap sides from game number 1. Not too many changes in the bans here. R is a new face. Varus is a new face. We'll see what the Ðemolishers want to round off here. It's still the Olaf. Feeling that's a bit of a target ban here against Nameless. We'll see what the prio is. Zeri is available. That is the other big ADC. Gonna be the Volibear prio instead. The big bear. Decent flex pick, primarily in the jungle. Still very powerful. Has that insane early dueling power. Does mean that Xin Zhao is still open. You can grab that as pick into that. We'll see. But Ðemolishers, they now have their pick for what's left of the AD carry pool.
Yep, Zeri is one of the only ones realistically that is left. They will pivot away and take another Freljordian big dude there in the Udyr. So interesting pick there. Udyr hasn't been nearly as strong as he was like right on his rework release.
Yeah.
He's still in a fairly solid spot. So we'll have to see how the Udyr works out for them. If it's going to go into the jungle, if it's going to go into the top lane. If you have Trick 2G on your team, it could go anywhere. But they don't have Trick, and it's probably going to be top or jungle, as Miss Fortune is going to be the pickup there. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the Misfortune, definitely pickable. But Zeri's available. Ashe is available. We saw how well that did. Xayah is available. That's another big ADC in the meta. So Ðemolishers, maybe they're cooking something here. It could be a bit of a wombo combo comp, since that's where MF finds her home typically. Can also be a bit of a counter pick, if you just want to be a hard bully in lane. But especially when you already see the Volibear, because Volibear alone just gives you a ton of trouble as MF, and you're picking the MF blinds, so Nameless spot lane, they can just pick whatever into you to just completely deny you. It's very easy to interrupt the MF, no native escapes. There's the Kog'Maw just to have the scaling advantage and the all-in advantage as well if that bullet time is down.
Leona gonna be the support pick up there to pair along with the Misfortune. It's a really nice support for her. You just get to chain the CC again and again and again. You'll love to see a Leona if you're a Misfortune, because you've got triple CC to stack on top of each other, and it just feels good for those bullet times.
Yeah, because the Solar Flare is AoE. Very easy to proc the Sunlight passive from Leona as well as MF, just between Make It Rain and the bullet time. So an insane amount of burst. Of course, it means that there's going to be no peel for this MF. Granted, I'm assuming it's going to be a lethality MF. That is the primary thing we see, typically. Could be the crit MF if they do need some scaling here. I mean, Udyr scales okay. We haven't really seen their mid laner, though. So, as a question still up in the air. And banning away Enchantress supports here.
Yeah, the Lulu is a must ban if you've picked a Kog'Maw with no support and you get to ban it away. Volibear Taliyah could be, you can flex that a bunch of different ways. It can be a Volibear top, a Taliyah mid. It can be a Volibear jungle Taliyah mid. It can be a Volibear top Taliyah jungle. So there's a bunch of different ways that this could, work out. It could be Volibear jungle Taliyah mid. There's a bunch of different things they could do. The Azir, though, which has been a really high priority pick, at least over in Korea, has been left up, though, completely untouched. Will they take it? They're hovering now the Orianna instead. Syndra, though, is going to be the pickup.
Alrighty. Bit of scaling in the mid lane. Not going to be the strongest upfront burst, but it gives you some extra juice in the tank for the game as it goes on. But you already know there's a Volibear on the enemy team that's one fatty tank. And right now, the Ðemolishers composition isn't really geared for cutting through front line here, or at least super beefy front line. So if Nameless just picks a tanky top laner here, whether they want to put the Volibear up there, or if they want to, maybe draft an Ornn like they did last game, it's going to be really hard for the Bing Chillers to cut through them here. And Speak the Devil, Alistar, Ornn, and then Unbreakable Will's popped. Now there's 3 champions you're going to have trouble getting through here. And Bing Chillers, they're going to need something here in the tank to try and cut through the front line. But they also kind of need to piece together this composition. Because you got a bit of Wombo combo. You don't really have too much follow-up here for the Leona. Trundle? I mean, I don't hate it.
I don't. Oh, they're gonna pivot last second to the Gnar. I got chat over here in my second monitor, and I completely agree with you guys. Braum would have been such a good pick here. It pairs really well with Kog'Maw, and on top of that, you can just block off the missile barrage. Or the bullet time rather, from Misfortune, and you can block the stun from extending from Syndra. There's just so much good that it can do for this team. So I don't know why they don't pick the Braum here, but Alistar is going to be another really tanky frontliner who can just jump in on Misfortune, and instead of blocking the bullet time, you can just go in and knock her, like do the headbutt pulverize combo and tell her you don't get to use it at all. So maybe that's the idea behind it.
Yeah, I mean, Braum is the classic MF counter. And that's another reason you don't see the MF picked blind. Like, alrighty, we picked him blind. All right, we can just pick Braum. Solid all-around meta support. But like you said, the Alistar will have good disruption as well, and a lot more threat onto that Misfortune. And also, you can just headbutt away people if you want to play the peeling game as Alistar. I know most people, when they pick Alistar, they aren't looking to play peel. They're looking to play engage. But you can't just play peel here. Headbutt away the Gnar that jumps in, headbutt away the Udyr that's trying to run away, headbutt the Leona that landed a Zenith Blade on your backline. Should be hunky-dory here for Nameless.
Llama's in chat right now because obviously we're spectating off a replay. So either they've won game 2 or they're in lobby or in break waiting for game 3 to start. But Llama is over there. Don't spoil anything, guys. Llama's over there saying, I wanted Braum, but the drafter picked me Alistar. So that's pretty funny. So even Llama knew the pick here was Braum. But check the drafter's PayPal. Definitely. The Braum being available and picking Alistar. We'll have to see how it works out. But at the moment, it's a bit of a head scratcher.
It definitely is. Definitely is. Interesting level 1 setup. Got the Leona up here. Wondering if Borneo Murderer is looking for something, or this is just a counter like, hey, you're trying to come into our jungle to ward. We got some CC. Maybe we can force a sum out of you, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's going to be the Udyr in the jungle for Ulverik. And I'm just kind of doing a quick look over. It's going to be lethal tempo there for the Kog'Maw. So it's going to be going for that on-hit DPS build, not any funky AP builds there for the little void monster. Yeah, I'd hope not, but I've seen worse decisions. I've seen a Rek'Sai go an MR item rush against an AD top jungle. I've seen it twice, actually. So stranger things have happened. Double first strike there for Demo and Younglin on the Syndra and the Misfortune. Nothing too crazy about that either. Outside of that, it's pretty stock standard across the board.
And everybody just hopping into lanes right now. Let's see. Because, I guess with this Gnar in the top lane, yes, you have decent-ish harass onto the Ornn, especially with the percentage HP shred just due to hyperprocs. You really shouldn't have too much of a threat on that Ornn, though, as the game goes on, and it is kind of worrying here that if Master Gamer is just able to free farm in this lane relatively unscathed and just become unkillable, like, the Nameless org side, or sorry, that's Bing Chillers here on red side.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to call production to swap the teams there atop the cross. Bing Chillers are on red side, and Nameless are the ones that are blue side. So Bing Chillers Void up there is having a nice, there we go. Thank you, production. You guys, you are the greatest.
We did it, Reddit.
Bing Chillers Void up there in the Gnar is having a nice early chunk onto Master Gamer. Bot side they're just kind of hanging out. Both teams are at level 2. It's kind of a whoever wants to pull the trigger first can, but whoever pulls the trigger, I think early on at least, just kind of loses, because if the Alistar goes in, you just get CC'd down and you've got no way out. Same thing for the Leona. If you go in, Alistar will knock you up and then knock you farther away from the misfortune. And so both teams are going to be content to let their AD carries poke back and forth in CS. You're not looking for any crazy all-ins, most likely, until you hit close to level 6, or when the Udyr and the Volibear, who are pathing bot side, decide to show up and maybe peek their heads into this bot lane.
Yeah, thing is, though, already we see Revon. Oh, it's Revon. I thought there was an N there, and I thought it was Revnot. Oops. Revon and Llama, they're already up a wave here. Wave and a half-ish. This is not what you want to see if you're the MF Leona lane. You want to be putting on pressure, but of course it is a 3-6 MF. You only really have that double up for burst and the passive. Which, I mean, it's pretty decent burst, but if you're not able to get in, if you're not able to proc that with the first strike as well, it does really suffer. Looking at both junglers right now, they are meeting.
Demo is having a nice early game here on the Syndra, has chunked the Taliyah down a bit, forced Taliyah to use one of the health pots already, and is still looking nice and comfortable. Avar going to clear out that little ward there, and game continues as usual. Ornn has a bit of a push early, not too surprised, because the Gnar doesn't really get that really good clear until later. So especially with that Bellows Breath and that Q that can come flying out, Ornn just gets to push the waves very, very comfortably.
Yeah. Even has the call here as well. Master Gamer just kind of knowing, like, you know what? I can just farm it out here. Get that free proc for an extra juice of gold and the tank. And technically a little bit of sustain. That's not the main most here, but it's a nice little perk on the side. Relatively calm game here. Like you pointed out, Sharpie. Not too much action has been happening here in any of the lanes.
See, the misfortune there was 100% in headbutt pulverize range, but Llama knows, no, I'm not wasting my time doing that, because Oreo Murder will just CC down as they're going to go for a bit of a trade here now, finally. And actually are going to step forward onto Youngbin. The stun's going to land, and here comes Revan, throwing out those auto attacks, lands the stun there, does Oreo Murder, but it's a pretty late cleanse from Revan, but it's still going to go out. Oreo Murder's in a bit of trouble. I have a flash here. The stun does come out from the Q from the Leona, flashes away, and so it's a 2-for-1 summoner trade in favor, actually, of Bing Chillers, who took that fight and only lose Leona's flash, compared to Ignite and Cleanse. Both of those combat summoners gone for Nameless there on the bot side.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, looking at how it is, the bot lane here for Bing Chillers, they're the ones who had it back. Now you see a 13 CS differential. That's 2 entire waves and maybe a cannon minion if it's the right time of day. And it's crashing into turret here. So one of the problems, Younglin had no mana at the start of that trade. Had enough for about 1 double up, I believe, and you guys struck to get away.
Void is going for a bit of a trade here. Master Gamer got really low. First blood to Void's Gnar in the top side. Jumps forward on the missing link and says, you know what's missing? Speaking of missing links, let's try to figure out how to chain your health bar together, because you certainly can't. Goodbye, Ornn has been solo killed by the Gnar.
Yep, nice solo kill up in that top side. You want to keep this Ornn behind. Bot side, though, things are getting a little frisky. Everyone from the side of the Bing Chiller seems to be out of range. No one walking up to this brush where Llama is just sitting in menacingly. They got enough of a minion wave here that Alistar does not want to look for the flank. More than happy. Your Kog'Maw already has the slight advantage in this lane. Happy to let them just keep on scaling here.
I just want to peek back here as we're looking up topside again. I think it was great that Void got that kill, because look at the Ornn's item. Ornn picked up a Cull, which is a very greedy pickup there, looking to just farm safely. And Void says, hey, you really don't have a lot of stats here. I can win this 1v1. And speaking of 1v1s, Master Gamer's going for one of their own, as Void's going to be able to finally get the rage up to 100, though. So that's probably going to say no more looking for a solo kill for you, Ornn. Get back on your train and start choo-chooing that wave away. Instead, Zolvark's going to start peeking towards the bot side after picking up that Cloud Dragon. But I don't think much is going to come of it. Well, you got to be careful, though.
There's no mana here on Younglin. There's no level 6. So they're just looking to push this into turret and back here, I feel. If they stay,
Yeah, probably
I feel like it's kind of good with the safe.
Bigger picture is topside and does have the ultimate to neutralize the wave. Void is trying to keep that gone, but the wave doesn't gonna crash. But bigger picture will. In comes the storm. Let's see if Void can kite this out though. Bigger picture is getting really low, down to 150 health, and Void will walk out. Doesn't even have to burn the flash, even though they don't even have it. And Master Gamer will get to crash the wave here, but Alvaric's gonna be at least able to pick up the XP and a few minions from it, but well played to Void. Escapes the dive. Bigger picture wastes a lot of time, and now Master Gamer might be in a bit of trouble. No, bigger picture is here. Are they gonna
Udyr?
They do. Udyr was only level 5, and the kill gonna go over to the Volibear, which is really good for Nameless because Volibear can fall off a cliff if they don't get a few, kills. And so getting that early kill there on to Volley is going to feel really good, especially for contesting objectives, as there's a nice set of trades here going back and forth. The knockback is going to miss, but maybe it's enough anyways. Oreo Murder is here, though, on the Leona. Q is going to connect. E is going to connect, and Voltage is actually going to get that last stone toss to kill the Syndra, but Syndra pops the ultimate, hits that R key, says this is what gameplay looks like in League of Legends in 2024, and kills him back.
Yep, so technically in favor of the Bing Chillers there, at least in the mid lane. Because you get the extra assist gold there. Looking to stay away. Okay, it's pretty even. So Demo is not losing too much off of this. So you can wait. Okay, nothing's going to come of that. But still, I mean, Nameless does kind of feel like they're a little bit ahead of the curve right now in terms of deciding what's on the map. It's not as much of a lockdown as last game, Bing Chillers were able to secure themselves the first Clown Dragon of the game. Oh, headbutt pull.
Leona is going to land the CC. And now it's time for Revan to start hitting those auto attacks out. BB Llama has used the Ignite and stunned up. Younglin's going to get chunked down to half health. But here comes Olvark. Looping around might be a fight here if they step forward too far forward. And speaking of stepping forward, Llama has jumped right in. Is going to pop the ultimate there as well. And now we'll see how much damage Revan can get done with on this Kog'Maw. It's not going to be too much, though. They're going to elect to use the Volibear to just say, no fighting for you guys, bot side. You behave. Speaking of, meanwhile, though, remember in game 1 how Bigger Picture took all 6 Void Grubs? He's done it again.
Yep. Okay. Alright, nothing coming out of that bot lane play. A lot of aggression around the map here. 6 grubs, though, definitely going to be dangerous. We haven't seen too much turret threat coming out from Nameless so far. So, it doesn't look like they're going to be insanely pressuring any plates there. But
Void is going in for another play. Ornn is going to actually dash back in, get the stun there, is Void. And now Bramblebed comes out. It's going to be really close on the health bars there, topside. Gnar goes back to Mini, and that's going to be the signal. You got to go back to range. And you could have maybe looked for a kill on the Ornn, at least stuck around because your flash is up. Bigger picture, you might want to be careful here. Bullet time is going to come out, but unstoppable. Volibear comes out, gonna get the stun there as well onto Alvark, who's just gonna drop. That's a kill over to Revan. Revan has picked up a second one. Demo's gonna throw out that. Oh, it's a triple kill for the Kog'Maw. I think I'm able to step forward and get more. No, Misfortune has backed off. Big triple though for Kog'Maw. That's gonna be a huge lead bot side. Looking at the CS as well, Kog'Maw's up 40 CS and has now picked up a triple. That's gonna be the Gwynsu's completed already, only 11 minutes into this game.
The Bigger Picture should have died there by all accounts, but gets out with their life. Probably hidden up in all chat. Revon, don't say I didn't juice you, homie. Sereno, Kog'Maw, Ginsu's, Zerkers. Gonna absolutely just shred through anyone on the enemy team. It's not like there's too much of a front line you have to shred through here. Because it is going to be the AP Bruiser Volibear. It is going to be, standard Gnar. So you'll be able to cut through them. But Ginsu's certainly gonna help in that endeavor here, and Nameless up to a very firm foothold in this game.
Yeah, Nameless have a 2,000 gold lead. They've got all 6 scrubs. Ornn had a nice little cancel on the dash there for Void, but now Void says, I've got the range. You have no mobility, and gets a little bit of traded damage back, but they might be looking for another dive here. Volibear is slowly meandering down in that direction. They have to push, and maybe that's going to be their signal to pick up that Cloud Dragon instead to even out the Drake score. The flip's not going to land.
First dragon was Cloud, so this is either a Hex Tech or Chem Tech.
We'll have to take a... Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right, because they have that bug. It was
you,
a
Riot
Hex
Games.
Tech. There we
Yeah,
go.
it's been like 3 years at this point. Surely they would have fixed it, but this is Riot Games.
Might have to,
Oh,
you know.
da-da,
Again, Llama is going in for a dive. The Volibear that ulted up R there isn't going to really land to anyone. Flickback is going to land there from Voltage, who is having a second game on the Talia. That's down about a wave and a half mid lane of CS. Double War going to go out into that bush. Some nice synergy there. But yeah, bot lane is just massively in favor of this Kog'Maw and the Alistar. So yeah, we were a little concerned about how it's going to work out with the Alistar instead of the Brown, but Triple B Llama has been really playing this cow quite well.
Yep. I mean, does also help that you are against an MF here. Like, MF can't really do too much when you're in range of the headbutt pull. Like, what, you want to follow up on that nice Leona engage and drop a bullet time? No. And then a 3-0 Kog'Maw shreds you.
Oh, that Kog'Maw hits, too. Bullet time is going to be forced to be challenged. They just might be diving this. Oreo Murder has gone down to 350 health, and here they come looking for it. Ultimate is going to be immediately cleansed out by Revan. We'll have to see if they can make it happen. No, they're not. But they're going to be able to use this pressure forward to clear out another wave, most likely force Younglin to back off, and that's going to be even more of a CS lead over to Revan, especially with Ulveric showing top light. Tells that Revan, and they can actually die for this. Here comes the last hit. Can they get to it? No, BB Llama extended too far forward. Voltage, though, has teleported in. Gonna pick up the double kill there. Ulveric is in a bit of trouble here as well. Nar's gonna land onto both of them. The big ult, but here comes the Volibear canceling out the tower. Is gonna pick up the Udyr, and now have to see if they can get Void there on the Gnar. The tower is back alive and hitting, and careful! Void's gonna pick up a kill now. Here comes the double kill over to the Gnar. So Gnar now has 3 kills over to themselves, and it's gonna be a big win con to try to push there in the side lane. Voltage is gonna get ulted.
No way,
no way. Survive with just a sliver of health.
Oh my.
We had banger fights all the way across the map here. Top side, mid lane, and bot side. Everyone is just scrapping over the past minute.
Good Lord. Yeah. And Nameless still coming out on top. They got first turret in that top lane exchange, so I think it's gold neutral in the top side for that exchange. You get a kill plus first turret in exchange for giving over a double. I think.
Yeah, I really don't know all the gold numbers.
Exact gold values for turrets.
Yeah,
because that turret was already pretty low, so I'm not counting any plates in that play. I don't know. It's a hard one, but things are brought back within an earshot's distance. You saw the objective bounties falling off. Soon notification.
Well, the flick back is good. Voltage might say, hey, I can 1v1 you back, and gets the solo kill. Lives with like 30 health, and then comes right back into the lane with the double kill, having been picked up bot side, and says, hey, I've got the gold now. And now Revan's in trouble, by the way. The bullet time going to come out. Can Revan kite this one out? Is not going to be able to, but the bigger picture has shown up, has that Sundered Sky, will chunk out the Misfortune in return. And now Leona, on the bottom of your screen there, is going to be in trouble. So is Master Gamer. Void has been playing this Gnar very well. Is going to sidestep most of the damage there, but here comes the Ornn ultimate. Going to knock Void up. Let's see if Ornn can get out of here. Volibear, sorry, not the Volibear. The Ornn is not going to drop. Void going to pick up a rampage there. 4th kill. That's a second solo kill there, top side onto the Ornn as well. So big wins here for the Gnar in the top lane.
Yeah. You think it wouldn't be that close here, considering it's a 4-0 Gnar with the completed Triforce here, but as Ornn of League of Legends for you, you know, building full tank, doing full damage. The original Cassante, the original 4,700 stamina, or 4,800 stamina, I think. It was
4,700 HP, 329 armor, 201 MR, unstoppable. A shield goes over. Yeah. Well, he doesn't go over walls, but doesn't really have a shield either. But has a couple knockups, has a wave clear, has ability to buy items without even going to the shop.
Oh, okay. You're talking about Ornn. I was like,
yeah.
Wait, I don't remember this in the Cassante pasta. Demo's sitting here. First strike. Here has the gun. Misses the stun.
Knockback does miss though. Here comes the war, but let's see. Void has teleported in, and it's going to kill off the Kog'Maw. I'll have to see a nice big knock up there. He's going to land, but the Gnar is going to pop out. He's going to go full Hulk mode, gonna kill off that Ornn there in the top lane. Meanwhile, Voltage is pushing away on this tower. They have the 6 grubs, but that's probably going to be unless the bigger picture can do something. And it's kind of looking for it. Here comes the Volibear's going to use it. Ultimate Talia's here as well. Will the flick back land? It will land. Rampage over to Voltage, killing off that Misfortune. Not a lot of damage going to be left here for the side of Being Chillers. Void is dominating, though. He picked up another killer onto the Alistar. The Voltage is throwing out so much damage on those Qs, though. Just kiting this fight out brilliantly. Bigger picture has died there on the Volibear. It's a 1v3. Voltage still kind of hanging around to see if they can do something about it. Oh, the flash stun will land. Here comes the damage. Oh, Voltage actually picks up the kill. Void's going to be in trouble here. The Kog'Maw lands the ultimate. It's a turnaround. Voltage wins the 1v3 with Revan coming in to back him up and get the final kill there. It's only Demo left alive. Misfortune has respawned and come back into the play, but Revan and Voltage, man, what an aggressive and confident play. Oh my goodness, we've got some really close fights happening here on game 2.
Yeah, if this was me and my homies in Flex Queue, and our name was Voltage here, well, they would be spamming Stay Free in chat. I'm not toxic, but Voltage definitely playing on the edges of their limits there. 7-1 could have very well been, what, 5-2 there.
But you have to remember,
kills they got.
toxicity is now endorsed by Riot Games because they keep showing the APA all chats there, even in the finals, and so it is LCS endorsed, which means if you're Voltage, it is completely okay for you to all chat a question mark or whatever you want to say, and they will put it on the big screen. Unfortunately, we don't have the tech to do that, but to see. Bigger picture has gotten chunked pretty low there by the Syndra, who has gotten 2 items completed, but it's not going to be quite enough. They're not going to... I think I'm going to do something about this dragon here. Udyr is kind of hanging around, but it's already dropped, so...
Yeah.
But you're right, LCS is a small league. It's very small compared to BOL. Big fight's gonna come up. Bigger picture. The ultimate is being channeled, but look at that DPS out of the Kog'Maw. Flashes forward, double kill for the Kog'Maw. The knockback to keep the Leona off of this little B-Maw, whatever the skin is called. It's gonna be the triple kill. Yes, it will. The second triple kill for Revan here. Is now 8-2 on the B-Maw and is doing some crazy DPS, has finished the second item there, is building up towards the third one as well, which is most likely going to be that Terminus, and this on-hit Kog'Maw is really coming online.
That's Runon's build right there, but this Kog'Maw's been online.
Oh, it's Runon, you're right.
Homie's been juiced out the wazoo here. 8-2-4, 2 triple kills to their name. I mean, there's not really any threat here. If the unleashed power from Demo is down, like, sure, Youngling has the bullet time, but we kind of saw in that fight there, Revon just kind of walks to the side there and just starts vomiting all over him. What do you do?
Gamer is gonna get in a little bit of trouble. Is Void gonna be able to jump forward? Burns the flash. The slow will land. So TP is gonna come out here from Voltage, see if they can do something about it. But nope. Ulverik gonna pick up the kill there onto the Ornn. So top side has been going very well for Being Chillers, but mid bot strongly in favor of Nameless.
See what else they can do here. That's one off the map. This costs a little bit there, you know. You have to bring up a lot of people.
Voltage needs to be careful. The flash is going to be pretty good. Youngman going to kind of miss that slow, but here comes the bigger picture looking to try to protect. Double stun there from the Leona ultimate. Voltage getting really low. It is going to drop and going to force bigger picture to use the ultimate to try to get out, but no. Maybe he's going to drop there as well. Void has picked up another one. So that is a 7-1-3 Ornn. 7-1-3, Gnar, and that's 3 dead on the side of Nameless, and Baron is available. No jungler for 26 seconds. Let's see if Being Chillers can get themselves back into this game. I don't think there's going to be much that Nameless can do about this, as the Baron is already close to half health.
Don't get through this fast enough.
Llama's gone in with a 4-person stun, but it's just a tank. A tank Alistar. Youngbin is getting actually pretty low. The ultimate is going to come out from the Ornn. Will it get the kill? No. Ornn, nope, there goes. Goodbye. That's 1 kill. Ornn has picked up a kill there onto the Syndra. Ornn is actually, a second one. Double kill for the Kog'Maw with the explosion. They've done it again. They've done it. They keep turning these fights around the objectives.
Revon Al Gaib there, buddy. Holy, the double passive kill. Because I thought Revon was kind of hinting there. Like, when we panned over to Revon, they're just kind of sitting there in the middle of a bunch of people and ate a bunch of CC immediately died. I'm like, huh?
Yep. Yeah, but Kog'Maw says, just because I'm dead doesn't mean I'm out of the fight. Blows up, gets the double kill, and that's going to be Runon's now completed. Is now building that Negatron cloak towards what I'm assuming to be a Joksho, which has been kind of one of the builds that Kog'Maw likes to go for 4th item. Although it could be something else as well. It could be that Wit's End, I believe, builds that item as well.
Probably Wit's End. Joksho, like you said, is an option here, because as Kog'Maw, you really just need your W to deal damage. Like, Ginsu's helps so much.
Syndra is starting to slowly do more and more damage here. But second dragon, or 4th dragon rather, I guess, the second infernal dragon will be spawning in about a minute. And so that's key for Nameless to start rotating into this bot side and try to get some vision down. Oh, Varric's in a bit of trouble here, though. I'm going to come out from the Volibear, and it's just Voltage throwing out those rocks and says, when in doubt, throw another rock, and picks up the kill onto the jungler. And with the dragon spawning about 10 seconds after, or 20 seconds after the Udyr will respawn, that's going to be a lot of prio over. They might be just rotating topside, though, to catch out Younglin, who is in a bit of a pickle. Is going to pop that Youmuu's to try to get, or pop the W movement speed to run away. And now is going to pop the Youmuu's, just trying to run on. If we could take a peek on what's going down there with the Misfortune is just chilling out in the base now, trying to get out and maybe try to get an execute off, but I don't think it's going to happen. Alistair's here to knock him away as well. Goodbye. Younglin is going to drop here, hand the kill over to Voltage, who has picked up their 9th kill now. And Dragon spawning in 15 seconds. Udyr is still in base. This is not good for Bing Chillers. Nameless are going to probably pick up their 3rd dragon here, unless Olvar can get another steal.
Yeah, it hasn't been good for the Bing Chillers here. Even though, I mean, you look at the scoreboard, 3.5k gold down. That's not bad. But it feels like they really haven't been able to do too much here on the map. They've been able to get a pick here and there, yes, but they just have not been able to get these fights. Ulvarek not even gonna get a look to, gonna be able to look at that dragon, or losing half their health here.
So soul point now secured. A triple soul point actually is what it is. Secured by Nameless. Bigger picture is kind of looking around, throws a storm down onto a couple minions. Kog'Maw did get caught there. Big knockup right away. Cancels the Misfortune ult. Ornn is going to throw that ultimate through. Let's see if they can get the stun there. Stun has been secured, and goodbye Misfortune on the backline. They're trying to get onto the Kog'Maw, but Leona doesn't do enough damage. Oh, that was okay. Well, Syndra just doing some Syndra things. They're chunking out the top, the jungler and support there for Nameless, which means that bit of overextension is going to prevent Nameless now from being able to turn this over into a Baron, largely thanks to Demo on the Syndra, who has closing in slowly on picking up that 3rd item, which is going to be the Rabadons. Syndra is doing a lot of damage now. Syndra is really coming online.
Yeah, definitely coming online here, but question is, will it be enough here to get through the front line? Because Master Gamer in the bigger picture, pretty damn tanky. I mean, they're full armor right now. Master Gamer only now picking up a null magic mantle. But it really just does stand to ask, like, who's going to cut through them? Sure, Ulvarek has some percentage damage here with the Leandries. Yes, you have Gnar Hyper procs, but I don't know.
Syndra doesn't do a lot of true damage at this point.
Yeah.
Has those shards upgraded with the W and stuff like that, is going to be quite proficient at knocking down tanks with that passive that Syndra does get access to as she stacks up. Wit's End is the build there for Revan, has completed that item, and now it's a 4 item on hit Kog'Maw, closing in on level 16. Top lane though needs to be careful. Voltage is gonna have to flash away from the solar flare. So no ultimate now for the Leona either. Ornn has teleport, Gnar does not. So they have a basically guaranteed 5v4 topside around this Baron if they want to look for it.
If they're able to keep it going, I mean, you will absolutely shred through this Baron due to the fact that you have a 4 item Kog'Maw from League of Legends here. You pop W and the Baron kind of disappears. As long as you have some... Okay. Oh.
Olvark is going to
Okay.
use the
Question
ultimate
mark?
to speed out of there. And the
Yeah.
cow is going to throw out that cowbell. Just kind of go dunk, dunk, dunk,
Dun, dun,
and have a
dun.
good time. Storm's going to drop there onto Olvark, who pops the shield and says, "What Storm? I've got a shield. I've got that Freljord." He technically has, Udyr has the Volibear, you know, as one of the gods that he can get access to, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's the Bear Stance one. So Volibear and Udyr are basically just clones of each other. As speaking of the Volibear, they've officially decided it's time to turn on to this Baron. And
Sure.
with the Kog'Maw and the Talia, they do it very quickly. Weaver's Wall going to come out to make sure that Olvark can't get into it. And Olvark doesn't even have a flash. So they are trying to charge into the pit. Are they going to get in there? No, it was close.
Oh, the bullet.
But bigger picture is good with the smite. Kog'Maw picking up the kill there onto the Udyr as well. And now bot lane, Master Gamer is looking for a bit of a trade. Syndra, you can see, is starting to really do a lot of damage. Oh, big knock up there from Llama onto 2. Demo is dead. Voltage now throwing that damage down onto the Leona, who's going to drop there as well. Bot side, the damage is coming up from Master Gamer. They're both reloaded and stunned. The knock up, is a Q going to go? No, he's going to hop away. Oh, bot side is really close, but they've got the Baron. They're pushing in mid. It's only the Gnar and the Misfortune left alive, and Misfortune has no bullet time. They've got a wave of about 4 minions, and the second one coming in behind that. They've got 6 grubs. Hey, go for Reno. This could be game 2 secured by them right here.
It's looking like it, Sharpie. I mean, Baron buff, the grubs, the gamer advantage on the map. We'll see what Big Chillers can do here. They're throwing up one final offense, or defense, I should say.
Gnar whiffed it. Now Revan is throwing out the damage. It's a double kill for Voltage. Revan is unstoppable. The Nexus has been toppled, and we've got Nameless moving forward into the playoffs, knocking Bing Chillers, I believe, out of it, and they will move forward 2-0, securing the victory in this best of 3.
And securing their playoffs spot as well. So good on Nameless here. Solid showing going into the playoffs. Felt like they were in control basically the entire time of that game. Yes, top lane had fallen behind. Yes, there was that threat of the Syndra scaling, but everything was hunky-dory and they were able to bring it on home.
Yeah, they closed the game out in relatively clean fashion. Top lane did not go well for them. The Gnar was just doing so much work again and again and again, but it's the Talia, it's particularly that Kog'Maw who just completely ran game 2 there. And, you know, big props to them, despite not having the Braum, still just having an absolute dominant showing their bot side.
Yeah, they'll need that in playoffs here. And I believe a week's time. I don't know if there's a week break before playoffs. I don't know the exact schedule. I don't think there's a break before playoffs, but we'll have to see. However, though, we're being told to stall for time until we find out who to raid. I was about to give us a little bit of a send-off here, but, I mean, props to Nameless Tritium here. Keep up the good work. All right, producer's typing. Okay, we can't go out. All right.
All right.
Cool. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been Blue Water Masters League final week. I've been joined by Sharpie, our sub for the week here. And of course, Caddy on desk. Oh, wait. Admins are chatting. There might be someone we're raiding here in just a second. But to all the gamers out there who tuned in, thank you. Keep up. We expect to see you next week. There will be more Blue Water action this week. We got more tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, I believe. So you got the next 3 days locked down. But we don't have any plans with family. We hope to see you then.
I will be casting tomorrow as well, so catch me on the cast tomorrow. Be sure to stop in and say that you listened and showed up for the Bing Chillers versus Nameless. I always have chat up on screen too, so be sure to say hello and stop by. We'll look forward to seeing you there in the next game throughout the rest of the week here for Blue Otter League.
Yeah, and from us, that's gonna be it. So long, folks.
We'll see you next time.
Looney Tunes say it. Or that's all, folks. That's what they say.